Do you ever feel like your relationship with sleep is, I don't know, more like a constant battle?
Uh-huh.
You hit the pillow and bam, your mind decides it's race time. Or maybe you wake up 3 a.m., wide awake, can't get back to sleep.
It's incredibly common. So frustrating.
Exactly. It happens to so many of us. But what if there was a way to sort of win that battle more often? Today, we're doing a deep dive into something called sleep hygiene.
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't just about, feeling less tired. We're talking about something foundational for your overall health, something that really impacts everything you do every day.
That's absolutely right. And in this deep dive, we're going to unpack what sleep hygiene actually is, why it's so profoundly important for your well-being, and crucially, the real consequences when poor sleep takes hold.
Okay.
But we won't just leave it there. We'll dig into the latest research to give you some actionable, evidence-based strategies you can actually use to improve your sleep. And the material you've given us lets us really tailor this exploration, making it relevant for you.
Okay, let's unpack this then. Sleep hygiene. What does that actually mean? For ages, I honestly thought it just meant like having clean sheets,
Huh. Well, clean sheets help, but it's definitely more than that.
clearly.
Sleep hygiene really refers to the healthy habits and also the comfortable environment that together kind of prepare you for better sleep.
Okay.
Think of it like creating routines, right? And a sleep-friendly space, so you fall asleep faster and hopefully stay asleep longer. Now, experts don't have one single precise definition everyone agrees on, but
But generally.
generally, yeah, it covers things like managing caffeine and alcohol, getting regular exercise, having consistent sleep times, light exposure, how you nap. Also, avoiding smoking, controlling noise,
Yeah.
bedroom temperature,
Wow, okay.
having a wind-down routine, managing stress, and this thing called stimulus control, basically teaching your brain your bed is for sleep. And what's really key, the research shows it's highly adaptable. It's not one size fits all.
That adaptability part makes sense. So why is it so critical? I mean, we all know being tired is unpleasant, but why the big emphasis on quality sleep?
Well, the research just hammers this home again and again. Quality sleep is absolutely crucial for both mental and physical health. It's not just a quick energy fix.
Right.
We're talking real improvements in mood, concentration, overall quality of life. Good sleep genuinely boosts brain performance. It helps consolidate memory, helps you learn better.
Okay, see, that's where it gets really interesting, funny. Brain performance. I always sort of pictured sleep as just switching off, but you're saying stuff is actually happening up there.
Oh, absolutely. That's a huge misconception. While you're asleep, your brain is incredibly active. It actually has this sophisticated drainage
A
system.
drainage system in the brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It works to remove toxins that build up while you're awake, sort of like a kidney, but for your brain.
Yeah.
This cleanup process is vital, and it happens primarily during sleep. And beyond that, sleep actively supports your immune system. It ramps up your body's defenses. So thinking about sleep hygiene isn't just, oh, I slept badly, I need to fix it. It's proactive. It's preventative care for your long-term health, and it ties directly into our internal body clock.
Ah, the circadian rhythm,
Right.
our internal master clock. So good sleep hygiene helps keep that clock on time.
Precisely. Your circadian rhythm manages tons of biological processes over about 24 hours. Consistent routines, same bedtime, same wake-up time, getting light at the right times. These act as powerful cues or time givers.
Gotcha.
They train and synchronize that internal clock. And when your clock is synchronized, your body naturally releases hormones like melatonin at the right time, making sleep feel more natural and efficient. You're working with your biology.
Right, not fighting against it. Okay, so we know what good sleep hygiene is, why it's important. But what about the flip side? What happens when we neglect it? What are those ripple effects you mentioned?
Yeah, when sleep hygiene goes out the window, the impact is, well, it's broad, and it can be pretty profound. Poor sleep habits almost inevitably lead to trouble falling asleep or staying asleep, and that leaves you tired, unfocused, maybe irritable during the day.
And the research spells out specific consequences.
Oh, absolutely. On the physical health side, for instance, chronic sleep deprivation isn't just about feeling stressed. It actually puts your body into a kind of constant fight or flight state.
Really?
Yeah, pumping out stress hormones like cortisol. And this isn't just unpleasant. The research suggests it actively erodes your vascular health. It increases risks for things like high blood pressure, atherosclerosis, even heart attacks and strokes. Plus links to obesity and, over the long term, even cognitive decline like dementia.
That's quite serious. And what about mentally, emotionally? I mean, I know I get grumpy when I'm tired, but Is it more than that?
It definitely is. Insufficient sleep can actually dysregulate key brain chemicals, neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, which are crucial for mood regulation.
So it throws your brain chemistry off.
Essentially, yes. It's not just feeling a bit down. It's a physiological shift that makes you more vulnerable to developing clinical anxiety and depression. There are studies showing students sleeping less than 6 hours are way more likely to report anxiety and depression symptoms compared to those getting 7 to 9 hours.
Wow.
And beyond those clinical links, it just leads to irritability, lower motivation, feeling emotionally unstable.
So what about people who say, oh, I'm just a night owl, or I function fine on 5 hours? Is that like a real genetic thing for some people, or?
That's a great question. Look, genetically true short sleepers, or extreme night owls, they exist, but they're really rare. For the vast majority of us, consistently getting less than, say, 7 hours of sleep, it will have a measurable negative impact.
Even if you feel okay.
Even if you feel you're managing, the research is clear. Lack of sleep directly harms both short-term and long-term memory. It reduces attention span, slows down your thinking. This makes learning new things, completing tasks efficiently, much harder. There are studies showing students getting that recommended 7 to 9 hours score significantly higher on average than those getting less than 6. Sleep really is foundational for learning and thinking clearly.
Okay, so we know the risks. What are the common things that trip us up? What causes this poor sleep for so many people?
Oh, there's a whole range. Lifestyle factors are huge. Irregular schedules, shift work, taking long naps late in the day, maybe not getting enough physical activity, and of course stimulants.
Yep.
Caffeine too late, nicotine, alcohol in the evening.
And the bedroom itself.
Definitely.
Sure.
Your sleep environment matters a lot. Too much noise, too much light, an uncomfortable mattress or pillow, the room being too hot or too cold. Even just feeling insecure in your space can disrupt sleep.
And sometimes it feels like our own thoughts are the biggest problem.
They absolutely can be. That racing mind at bedtime, worrying about work or money or stressing about the fact that you can't sleep, that keeps your brain wired.
The irony.
Exactly. And emotional factors, stress from jobs or relationships, anxiety disorders, depression, grief, they're all tightly linked to insomnia. Then there are physical things, chronic pain, hormonal shifts, illnesses that make you get up a lot, certain medications. Even just normal aging can change sleep patterns.
It seems like a lot can interfere.
It can. And we shouldn't forget trauma. Past experiences or feeling unsafe can lead to hypervigilance, nightmares, making restful sleep feel impossible. Even cultural things matter sometimes, like late-night meals or living in crowded, noisy conditions.
That's a really comprehensive picture of the challenges. But okay, good news. There are strategies. So what does this all mean for you, the listener? How can we start making these strategic shifts?
Right. And the key things to remember are consistency and patience. Habits take time, but the research gives us clear, effective strategies.
Okay, where do we start? A consistent schedule seems foundational.
Absolutely. Strategy number 1, keep a consistent sleep schedule. Go to bed and wake up around the same time every single day. Yes, even on weekends.
Oof, the weekends too.
Ideally, yes. It really helps sync up your body's clock. Remember, for young adults, that sweet spot is typically 7 to 9 hours. Avoid those huge shifts, like staying up till 2 a.m. Saturday and sleeping till noon Sunday. That just confuses your system.
Okay.
And there's a helpful little rule for getting ready for sleep. The 10-3-2-1-0 rule.
10-3-2-1-0. Okay, sounds like a countdown. Tell me more.
It's a handy way to remember. So, 10 hours before bed, no more caffeine. Its effects can last a surprisingly long time, blocking those sleep signals in your brain.
10 hours. Good.
3 hours before bed. Avoid alcohol and big, heavy meals. They mess with your sleep cycles and digestion. 2 hours before bed. Stop working or doing anything super mentally taxing. Let your brain wind down.
Makes sense.
1 hour before bed. No more screens, laptops, phones, tablets. That blue light seriously suppresses melatonin, the sleep hormone. And finally, 0. Don't hit the snooze button in the morning. Getting up right away helps lock in that wake-up time.
Wow, the 10-3-2-1-0 rule. That's actually really practical.
Okay.
What's next? A routine before bed.
Yes. Number 2, create a relaxing bedtime routine. Give yourself a wind-down period, maybe 30 minutes, maybe an hour before you actually want to be asleep. This signals to your brain, okay, sleep is coming.
What kind of things work?
Things that are calming for you could be a warm bath or shower. The cooling down afterwards helps signal sleep. Gentle stretching, deep breathing, meditation. Maybe listening to calm music or an audiobook. Reading a physical book in dim light is great. Just avoid anything stimulating or emotionally charged like work emails or intense news during this time.
Got it. And the bedroom itself? How do we make it a sleep haven?
3rd, Optimize your sleep environment. The research is super clear here. Keep your room cool somewhere around 16 to 20 Celsius or 67 Fahrenheit.
Cool, okay.
Dark, use blackout curtains, an eye mask, whatever it takes, and quiet. Earplugs, a white noise machine like a fan, maybe even some soundproofing if needed. Make sure your mattress and pillows are comfortable and supportive.
Right.
And crucially, reserve your bed primarily for sleep and sex. No working in bed, no scrolling on your phone. You want your brain to have a strong association. Bed equals rest. Minimize electronics in the room. Maybe use do not disturb mode.
That bed association thing.
Yeah.
It's hard, but probably important. Okay, you mentioned screens and light. Let's dig into that more.
Right. Fourth, manage screen time and evening light exposure. We touched on it, but that bright light, especially the blue light from screens, actively tricks your brain into thinking it's daytime. It shuts down melatonin production.
So turn devices off when?
At least 30 minutes before bed, but ideally 60. And definitely no screens in bed. Also, dim the lights in your house an hour or two before bed. Use lamps with warm-toned bulbs instead of bright overheads.
Daytime light matters too, right?
Hugely. Get some natural sunlight in the morning if you can, 10, 15 minutes outside or near a bright window. That helps set your circadian clock for the whole day. And if you wake up at night, try not to turn on bright lights or check your phone.
Good tip.
Yeah.
Okay, what about food, drink, other substances?
That's fifth. Watch your intake. We mentioned caffeine. Know that its effects can linger 3 to 7 hours, sometimes longer. So that 2 p.m. cutoff is a good rule of thumb for many people. Nicotine is a stimulant too, so avoid smoking close to bedtime.
And alcohol. People think it helps them sleep.
It might make you feel drowsy initially, yeah, but it actually disrupts your sleep architecture later in the night. You get more shallow, fragmented sleep, more awakenings. Best to avoid it in the evening, especially the last 2-3 hours before bed.
Okay. What else? Food, exercise, naps.
Right. Big, heavy, or spicy meals close to bed can cause discomfort. Finish dinner a few hours before sleep. Light snacks are usually fine. Limit fluids late if you tend to wake up needing the bathroom. Exercise is great for sleep overall, but intense workouts right before bed can be too stimulating for some. Finish vigorous exercise at least 2 hours beforehand. And naps. Tricky one.
Yeah.
Long naps, especially late in the day, can steal your sleep drive for nighttime. If you struggle with insomnia, it might be best to avoid naps altogether or keep them really short, like 15-30 minutes and definitely before 3 p.m.
Okay, that covers a lot of the physical stuff.
Yeah.
But what if the main battle is in your head? Those racing thoughts.
That's sixth, and it's critical. Calm, anxious, or racing thoughts. The research offers several cognitive and behavioral tools here. One effective strategy is scheduling worry time earlier in the evening.
Worry time, like pencil it in.
Exactly. Set aside 15-20 minutes to just write down all your worries, your to-do list, whatever's buzzing around. Get it out of your head and onto paper so it's not swirling when you get into bed.
Interesting approach. What else?
Practice relaxation or mindfulness. Deep breathing, meditation, progressive muscle relaxation, these can really help calm the nervous system. Also, and this is a big one, avoid clock watching. Staring at the clock just ramps up anxiety about not sleeping. Turn it away from you.
Okay, good practical tip. But what if you were just lying there, wide awake? You mentioned stimulus control.
Yes, this is key. If you can't fall asleep or you wake up and can't get back to sleep after, say, 20 minutes or so, get out of bed.
Really? Get up.
Yes. Go to another room. Do something quiet, relaxing, non-stimulating. Read a boring book. Listen to calm music in dim light. Only go back to bed when you feel genuinely sleepy again. This helps break that frustrating association your brain might be making between being in bed and being awake and stressed.
Breaking the bed equals frustration link.
Precisely. Another powerful technique often used in cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, or CBTI, is cognitive reframing. This means actively challenging those negative, unhelpful thoughts about sleep.
Like what kind of thoughts?
Like, I'm never going to fall asleep, or this is ruining my life. You challenge those with more realistic, gentler thoughts. Like, okay, I'm awake right now, but my body knows how to sleep. It will take what it needs eventually. Or, resting quietly is still beneficial.
Shifting the internal narrative. And you mentioned sleep restriction as part of CBTI too.
Briefly, yes. Sleep restriction is a technique where you initially limit your time in bed to more closely match the time you're actually sleeping. This builds up your natural sleep drive.
Sounds intense.
It can be, which is why it's usually done with guidance. You might feel more tired initially. But by consolidating sleep into a shorter window, it makes sleep more efficient. Then you gradually extend the time in bed as your sleep improves. The main takeaway here is that CBTI, which combines these behavioral strategies like stimulus control and sleep restriction with cognitive ones like reframing, is incredibly effective. The research shows it's often the best first-line treatment for chronic insomnia, even better than medication for long-term results.
Yeah, that's really powerful. So many strategies people can try. But, sometimes even with the best intentions and trying all these things, it's still not working. When should someone listening think about getting professional help?
That's a really important point. Recognizing when self-help isn't enough is key. You should definitely consider professional guidance if your insomnia keeps going or gets worse, even after you've been diligently applying these sleep hygiene strategies for, say, more than a few weeks, especially if it's become chronic, meaning it's happening at least 3 nights a week for 3 months or more.
So persistence is a red flag. What else?
If your daytime functioning is seriously impaired, like you're really struggling to concentrate at work or school, you're experiencing microsleeps, or you're finding yourself dangerously drowsy while driving, that needs attention right away.
Okay.
Also, if you suspect there might be another underlying sleep disorder going on, things like loud snoring or gasping for air, which could point to sleep apnea, or strong urges to move your legs, suggesting restless leg syndrome, or maybe your sleep schedule is just completely out of whack, suggesting a circadian rhythm disorder. These need specific diagnosis and treatment.
Right. Sleep hygiene might not fix those underlying issues.
Exactly. And if your sleep problems are happening alongside significant mental health challenges, severe anxiety, depression, PTSD, it's really important to get professional support for both.
Hmm.
For trauma survivors dealing with nightmares or intense nighttime anxiety, there are specific therapies that can help. Basically, if you're struggling and unsure, get it checked out. Your doctor can rule out medical causes or refer you to a sleep specialist or a CBTA therapist.
Don't just suffer in silence.
Please don't. There's help available.
This has been incredibly helpful, really unpacking sleep hygiene. It drives home that improving sleep isn't like a quick fix. It's a journey, isn't it? It takes patience, consistency, building a lifestyle and an environment that actually supports rest, and maybe celebrating the small wins along the way.
Absolutely. And it's so important for listeners to remember sleep difficulties are incredibly common. You're not alone in this. And there's a huge amount of research and expert guidance out there now to help.
So if you are listening and thinking, I need help applying these ideas, if you're looking for personalized strategies to turn those restless nights into properly restful ones, Ed Virginie and Associates is here. We can help you take these research-backed insights and actually apply them to get the sleep you need and deserve. Reach out today. Start that journey toward feeling more vibrant and energized.
And maybe leave listeners with this thought. How might transforming your nights really transform your days? Think beyond just energy levels. Think about your ability to learn, your emotional resilience, your overall sense of well-being. What's one step you can take, starting tonight maybe, to invest in your sleep health?